Right now, we're live on the scene of a shooting in Middleton. We have an update from the city's police chief.
Plus, area nurses are rallying today in the middle of a contract negotiations at a local healthcare provider.
And later, a new youth facility is going up in Jefferson County. We'll tell you what it'll be used for. You're watching News 3 now at 6.
It was not random. This was a dispute at this business, some altercation that happened here, some gunfire. But again, no threat to the greater community. We believe it's a dispute related to this business.
Thank you for joining us. Middleton police say they now have a suspect in custody in connection with the shooting at a local car dealership this afternoon.
Police say the suspect is an adult woman and the victim, who is a man, was taken to the hospital, but we have not gotten an update on his condition. McKenna Alexander is live at the scene. McKenna?
Yeah, right now, not much has changed since the 5 o'clock hour. Right now, there is still some police tape blocking off the business as well as parking lot, and some police cars are still in the area. But Middleton police tell us they were called here just after 1:30 on reports of shots fired, and one person, that we now know was an adult woman, was taken into custody at 3:40. A Middleton Cross Plains area school district spokesperson tells us nearby schools were also put into a secure hold around 2:30, but that was lifted shortly after around 2:45. Now, one man who lives across the street from the scene of the shooting tells us he was working inside his apartment when he saw police cars swarm the area. He says that while he didn't hear any gunfire, the thought of this happening so close to his home is alarming.
Wild. I mean, I only hear ambulances go back and forth, but I'm not seeing there's not a whole lot of police presence, so pretty wild to see something like this happen.
Right now, police are stressing again that there is no ongoing threat to the public, as they believe this incident was again tied solely to a dispute within the business. Tonight at 10, I'll share any new information we know about the shooting and the suspect. But for right now, live in Middleton, McKenna Alexander, News 3 Now.
Thank you, McKenna. Next tonight, bond has been set at $1 million cash for the Northern Illinois woman accused of killing her grandmother-in-law in Wisconsin. 30-year-old Shannon Busson is charged with first-degree homicide in the death of 83-year-old Lynn Montgomery in the village of Benton. According to a criminal complaint, Busson called 911 in February to report Montgomery had fallen and wasn't breathing. But the examination of Montgomery's body found multiple blunt force injuries and listed being smothered by a pillow among possible causes of death. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for March 28th.
Turning to weather now, it is the first official day of spring, and it'll start to feel like it outside. Let's check the first warn forecast now with Julian Seawright.
Well, it's already starting to feel a bit like spring for us as we had temperatures near 50 degrees throughout much of southern Wisconsin. Got some sunshine, some blue skies, but now clouds are looking to build as we get into the later parts of this evening. Good news is, though, folks, we're not going to be looking at too much changes over the next 24 hours or even heading into much of this week. We might start to see, though, later into our Wednesday, early into the morning, and potentially into our Thursday and Friday, some small opportunities to see some shower activity around southern Wisconsin. You can see around 4 o'clock Wednesday morning, might see some showers developing, but really we're watching for Wednesday evening and nights and potentially seeing, again, another round of some small, brief, isolated showers from Thursday morning going into our Friday as well. So a few things we're going to be watching here in the First Warn Weather Team over the next couple of days, but as of right now, soak up the quiet weather that we have. Clouds are still slowly starting to build for us, but the winds have started to taper off. Temperatures are rather comfortable. You don't need that heavy coat for tonight. And on top of it, we're looking for a beautiful sunset in just about an hour. Over the next few moments, we're going to be seeing those temperatures fall into the upper 30s as we get into tonight. May see a quick brief shower, but overall, it's not going to be anything more than a nuisance into the overnight. We'll talk more about what else we're expecting for the rest of the week in a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
Staffing shortages, fair wages, and safety for patients are concerns for the nurses union at Unity Point Health Meriter as they renegotiate their contract. Today, they rallied outside the hospital hoping their bosses to listen to their demands.
Our Catherine Merck has more from the nurses and how the hospital says it's responding.
We know we have the power when we stand together and when our community stands with us.
Dozens of Meriter nurses gathered outside the hospital wanting improvements at their workplace.
Nurses are united in asking for some changes.
At today's rally, these nurses said they're fighting for multiple things, including Juneteenth and MLK Day holidays, better staffing ratios, and fair raises that reflect inflation.
We need to have a voice in the committees that the hospital has. We need to be involved with the decision-making process because right now the decisions are coming down from the top and we don't have involvement.
When do we want contracts? When do we want it? Now!
They can do their jobs best at places where management and administration take seriously the expertise and the voices of nurses.
These nurses hope their chants and cries for change will create some improvements for them and their patients.
We hope they listen and they start to move a little bit on our demand for having a voice.
Today's rally comes as UW Health nurses continue to fight for their union to be recognized. Meritor Health nurses thanked UW Health nurses for their support. Reporting in Madison, I'm Catherine Merck with News 3 Now.
In a statement to News 3 Now, Unity Health Meritor says, quote, "We are still in the middle of our negotiation process to finalize a new fair contract with SEIU of Wisconsin. We have a long history of successfully negotiating contracts with SEIU, and our goal is always to keep negotiations moving forward."
Next tonight, Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul says he'll be leading a coalition of 23 attorneys general across the country to urge leaders of Kia and Hyundai to do more to stop rampant thefts of some vulnerable models. The automakers did not include anti-theft immobilizers as standard equipment on several models sold in the U.S., making them easy targets for thieves. The attorneys general called a recent effort to fix the problem as a customer service campaign and said it's long overdue and not enough. A woman died Friday after a crash on U.S. Highway 151 near Mount Horeb. First responders say the vehicle flipped over near the intersection of Highway PD. The driver, who was the only person inside, was thrown from the vehicle. A 36-year-old woman was pronounced dead at the scene. Her name will be released at a later date.
Around the state, a wild police chase in Milwaukee that started when a man allegedly stole an Amazon delivery truck. Sarah McGrew has a look at what happened.
A driver in an Amazon delivery truck jumps a curb and cuts through the grass, leading police on a chase right past the Mitchell Park Domes Friday afternoon. It came to an end just down the street. Security camera video from the BP gas station on 27th and St. Paul shows the truck pull up and police surround it. A 32-year-old man was arrested. But it started around 1:30 and more than 7 miles away near 65th and Lancaster. Milwaukee police say the suspect forced an Amazon worker to hand over the keys to their truck. A witness told me the suspect tried to get into her car first. People in this neighborhood tell me they're shaken up. While the Amazon truck was taken from the block behind me, it was here just a block away where mail carrier Andre Cross was killed just before Christmas. His memorial still remains. Another neighbor told me he moved to the street about a year ago with his family. Now, after these two incidents, he feels like it was a mistake.
And that was Sarah McGrew reporting. In cities across the country, several other Amazon trucks have been stolen in recent years.
Lawmakers and city leaders in Madison are celebrating the fundraising efforts for a new downtown Salvation Army shelter and community center.
The $4 million that Congressman Pocan and I helped secure for this project is known as congressionally directed spending. But I like to think of this funding as community-inspired projects.
The $4 million comes from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. The project is going up on East Washington Avenue, and it will be for women and children. This is part of a new $50 million two-building campus known as the Shield. And tomorrow, News 3 Now will be hosting the one and only Supreme Court debate between Daniel Kelly and Janet Protasewicz, and it will be held at the State Bar Association and will feature traditional format with opening statements, timed answers, and rebuttals, along with closing statements. It will air at 4 p.m.
About 2 weeks before the April 4th election, Madison's police union says it is endorsing Gloria Reyes, a former member of the Madison Police Department, for mayor. Today, the Madison Professional Police Officers Association made the endorsement official in a news release issued this morning, highlighting Reyes' history as a former MPD detective. And a reminder, News 3 Now will also be hosting a mayoral debate next Monday. We'll live stream it on channel3000.com and our social media pages from 7 to 8 p.m. It will then re-air on Tuesday at 4 p.m. on News 3 Now. It's being called an in-between space for kids struggling with a mental health crisis.
So kids in need of more help than they can get at home, but not help from a mental hospital. Tahalil Mohideen has the details behind a new facility in Jefferson County. Tahalil.
Right now, when it comes to mental health services for youth, the needs outweigh the resources available. So to put less strain on hospitals and save kids added trauma, officials in Jefferson County are getting proactive. At the end of a winding road shrouded in trees.
Beautiful, beautiful space here in Watertown.
A new facility aimed at helping youth in crisis is taking shape. Inside,
we'll have tables and chairs to pull out for meals.
It doesn't look like much just yet, but Holly Pagel with Jefferson County Human Services says come fall, they'll be filling a big gap in service.
We saw the need for sort of this in-between phase where youth maybe can't stay in their home safely, but don't necessarily rise to the level of needing a hospitalization.
The facility will target youth who are in the early stages of a mental health crisis.
This is where all the clinicians will be?
Yep.
Providing more cost-effective,
hundreds of dollars cheaper per day,
and less restrictive mental health resources in a voluntary setting.
For the most part, we're hoping to prevent a more significant or intensive crisis.
To run the program, Jefferson County has tapped a Milwaukee-based group with experience.
Wisconsin Community Services opened a youth crisis stabilization program about 3 years ago in Milwaukee, which has been very successful.
WSC leaders say in 3 years, they've served 200 youth, 90% of which have led to positive impacts.
By that, I mean that kids are discharged from our facility to a lower or less restrictive level of care.
Now, they're hoping to bring that expertise to Jefferson County. The new facility will house 8 kids between the ages of 10 and 17 at a time.
We certainly need more than we currently have.
The Crisis Center will also be available for youth in neighboring counties. Facility leaders hope that will help alleviate transportation barriers to mental health access in their community.
Tahlil, thank you. And there is much more to come tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
When we come back, we'll go to LeBron Arena, where the national champion Wisconsin Badgers are celebrating yesterday's historic victory. Stay with us.
Make a difference in the world.
Be a mentor.
Young people need a positive role model to succeed and navigate life's challenges. Learn about mentorship opportunities at unitedmadison.com/mentoring. Brought to you by Fearing's Audio Video Security and United Madison.
Save big money and get 11% off all Shaw flooring from Menards. Get the floor of your dreams with our huge selection of Shaw flooring. Shaw Floors offers soft and luxurious carpet, durable laminate flooring that will stand up to life's everyday demands, and waterproof vinyl plank that offers the look of real wood and stone without the worry. Right now, this Citadel vinyl plank flooring is just $199 per square foot after 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
For 75 years, DePaco has been more than local. It's a member-owned, not-for-profit cooperative that has grown into a vital community resource, a place where members can build a life worth loving. When you join DePaco, you own it. Your money stays here, enriching the lives of your friends and neighbors. DePaco strives to carry out the mission envisioned by the 10 meatpacking employees who founded it, to create a brighter community for all. To learn more about DePaco and how to become a member, go to depaco.com/join.
Dan Kelly is extremely corrupt. 6 times Kelly ruled in favor of a plaintiff with close ties. He was on their advisory panel. He took contributions from their board. And all 6 times, Kelly ruled in their favor. Another time, Kelly changed his mind about whether to judge the Zignego case after pocketing $20,000 in contributions from the Zignego family. Corruption, extremism, that's Dan Kelly.
Make a difference in the world.
Be a mentor.
Young people need a positive role model to succeed and navigate life's challenges. Learn about mentorship opportunities at unitedmadison.com/mentoring. Brought to you by Fearing's Audio Video Security and United Madison.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Cami Cronish has her hands on her head already.
It's over. A record 7th national championship for the Wisconsin Badgers.
This was the sight yesterday as the Wisconsin Badgers women's hockey team won the national championship game. They shut out the top-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes, winning 1-0. And today, back in Madison, it is all about celebrating that win.
I think they're a little excited, huh?
Just a little bit.
The team is inviting the community to the Laban Arena. Let's take a live look there right now. Well, the event started at 6 o'clock. Yesterday's historic feat clinched a record-setting 7th national title, more than any other program in the country. The team they beat, Ohio State, was not only the top seed, but they were also last year's champions. The Badgers have now won 3 of the last 4 titles. And that new piece of hardware will be on display tonight. We will have more from tonight's celebration coming up tonight at 10. But first, still ahead at 6, how New York City is preparing for the potential arrest of former President Trump.
Plus, parts of southern Florida now under curfew after several days of spring break mayhem. Plus, with the start of spring officially here, Julian Seawright will have his full forecast when we come back.
Come to Slumberland and get 20% off our beautiful new furniture and decor during our Spring Spruce Up event. Plus extra discounts on recliners, patio, Sealy mattresses, and sectionals. Get an extra 20% off right now at Slumberland Furniture.
She locked him in his room, starved her son to death. The 16-year-old boy weighed only 42 pounds when he died. She could have got 25 years, but she got lucky. Judge Janet Protasewicz set her free. No time in prison. He strangled and raped his 79-year-old aunt. He faced 25 years, but he got lucky too. Protasewicz let him off with only 5. Tell Judge Protasewicz this is not justice. Stop protecting criminals.
From working out to catching up, and of course game night, your home is the groundwork for all of life's awesome moments. This is Tom Coyle. My family and I say thank you. We're proud to have been a part of this community for 78 years. And during our 78th anniversary event, carpet installation is just $78. Coyle Carpet One Floor and Home. Beautiful, made affordable. Locally owned and operated since 1945.
At Lawton Cates, your life counts is more than just a slogan. It's connecting you with top medical specialists after a serious injury. It's holding the insurance company responsible for your lost wages and your hospital bills. It's a guarantee that we'll be with you every step of the way and won't accept anything less than the maximum payment you deserve. We'll speak with you for free, and there's no fee until we get results for you. Your life counts. Lawton Cates. Call us today.
This is the house that angels built. Attic Angels Senior Living Community is built on a foundation of authentic, local care, a framework for living well. Windows to take in the beautiful future. And it's crowned by the pride that one's home is one's castle. This is the house that angels built. Attic Angel Community. Independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living, built with the help of angels.
Sleeping in pain or too hot? Come to Slumberland and get 20% off mattresses. Find your perfect mattress with our easy rating system and save big. Get a Sealy Queen mattress for just $4.99. Only at Slumberland.
Welcome back. A Florida hotspot is considering further crackdowns on spring break following 2 deadly shootings this weekend.
Miami Beach has declared a state of emergency and enacted a midnight curfew after the shooting on busy Ocean Drive. One on Friday and one early on Sunday. When the curfew is in effect, alcohol sales at stores stop at 6 and restaurants close by midnight.
The grand jury investigating former President Trump is expected to hear from more witnesses into hush money payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels before the 2016 presidential election. Over the weekend, Trump claimed he'll be arrested tomorrow and called for protest. Officials in New York are gearing up for the possibility of Trump's indictment. Today, NYPD officers began setting up barricades near the downtown courthouse complex.
And more local news now. It was a wild weekend of lotto winners in Wisconsin. The biggest winner was a $1.5 million Megabucks jackpot winning ticket. That was sold at Sun Prairie Cenex in Prairie du Sac. In addition, a $350,000 Super Cash winning ticket was sold in Wisconsin Rapids, and a $23,000 Badger 5 jackpot winning ticket was sold in Antigo. Are we winning the lottery with this forecast here, Julian?
Well, it depends on what kind of winter you want to be. You either want the winter type of weather or just more of that spring-like. And if you want the spring, well, you're definitely going to win the lottery with this one because we're going to be seeing temperatures stay mild and into the upper 40s and even near 50 degrees throughout the next few days. But once we get to the back end of the work week, that's when we have opportunities to see a bit of the lasting parts of winter once again. So this is what we see on our current surface map. For the upper Midwest, mild temperatures. Today, felt pretty good on the surface. We're into the upper 40s, but what we're going to be watching is the next development over the next couple of days here. We have low pressure systems over towards the western parts of the United States, which are going to continue to move their way into the upper Midwest and could be bringing in some potential, not just rain, but even some snow for some areas. That's right, we are talking about snow, but it's something that we're going to be watching very closely as of right now. So there's still quite a bit of uncertainties, but throughout the rest of this evening, cloud cover is going to be sticking around. Temperatures will fall into the upper 30s. Not going to feel too bad, but around midnight, 1 o'clock hour, you might see a small little burst of some showers starting to develop overnight. That'll continue until about 7 o'clock. So once we're heading out the door, it's not going to feel too bad. Middle 30s, winds are not going to be overly breezy, but the cloud cover in itself will stick around for us throughout the rest of our Tuesday, heading into our Tuesday afternoon. Again, we have some opportunities to see a couple of showers start to spring their way around, but other than that, temperatures into the 50s are going to really be the headliner throughout our afternoon hours. Going into our Tuesday nights, it's pretty much more or less the same. Overnight, might see a small burst of some showers starting to roll their way in northern parts of Wisconsin, and then as we get into our Wednesday morning, things are going to be relatively quiet, but as we get to Wednesday afternoon, near 50 degrees once again. But the winds will start to taper off, and we're going to be watching for a potential small little system going into our Wednesday evening that could be bringing in some more rainfall potentially. Now, we're not looking for much in terms of rain over the next few days for us. Through about Thursday, overnight hours around 3 o'clock, might see a 1/10 of an inch. Many areas may not even record much in terms of rainfall from any of these small minor systems throughout much of this week. But later over our Friday evening, Friday night, is when we're watching for potentially seeing some rain or even some snow that'll start to move its way into much of Wisconsin and bringing in snowfall by the time we get into our Saturday morning. So that's something that we're going to be watching very closely here at the First Warn Weather Team. But outside of it, here's a breakdown of our 3 things we'll need to know. We're talking about 40s for the rest of today, but then the 50s will be sticking around heading into tomorrow. Then as we go for showers, again, small minor showers and rain potential throughout much of this week. But Friday will be our best opportunity to see some more rain, and on top of it, potentially some snow late Friday night going into our Saturday morning. Otherwise, temperatures are going to be pretty steady into the lower 50s and middle 40s.
And coming up in sports, the Wisconsin women's hockey team claimed its 7th NCAA championship in school history, while one Badger had to wait her turn and then shined on the big stage. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Don't need glasses. See us for your contacts and save on your annual supply.
It's Stop the Madness month. If your energy bills are too high, stop the madness. If your comfort is out of balance and you go straight from heat to AC, stop the madness. If you've had it with outside noise, stop the madness. Get insulated now and save up to $2,000 with the energy tax credit plus our madness discount. But the clock runs out at the end of the month, so call today.
USA Insulation.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family cool this summer,
let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
In Madison, contact Heating and Cooling Incorporated to maximize your comfort and energy savings whatever the season.
This is Matt Gunderson, and this is Elmer, our canine cuddle ambassador, here to provide good-natured, loving, fuzzy support to further our level of personal care. Someday you might meet Elmer as we assist you with an individual life celebration.
Remember this, and this,
and the false elector scheme. In Wisconsin, extremist Dan Kelly was the right-wing lawyer behind the scenes of it all. The bipartisan January 6th Commission revealed Kelly advised Trump operatives as special counsel to overturn the will of the people and overthrow the election results. Kelly even went on tour promoting the big lie. On April 4th, vote like democracy depends on it, because it does.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Shopko Optical welcomes more insurance plans than ever. Call to book an exam and verify coverage.
The Red Cross is looking for volunteers to sound the alarm, save a life.
Tomorrow, learn how you can help them put smoke detectors in homes right here in the 608.
And will rain impact your Tuesday plans? Tune in tomorrow from 4:30 till 7.
The Wisconsin women's hockey team claimed their third national championship out of the last 4, leaving no doubt that they're a dynasty on ice. And a huge part of this year's title was the play of Cami Cronish. In between the pipes, she was a brick wall. Cronish stopped 31 shots and shut out Ohio State for the first time this season. It was a performance that will go down in history from a goalie who stayed ready while watching from the bench for most of her career.
Like, oh my God, I think about the past 5 years and the people I've played with. I mean, like Kristen Campbell, Kennedy Blair, all my goalie partners, Brie Blessy, like these people that helped make me to the goalie I am today, the person I am today, and like, it's not real life. Just so thankful for everyone and everything that's been a part of my journey.
As expected in the final poll of the season, Wisconsin claims the top spot. The Badgers started the weekend ranked 4th and finished the year #1 after beating 3 of those teams on your screen, on their way, of course, to win the program's 7th national championship. Saturday, Luke Fickell and Wisconsin football kicks off spring practice, and officially the new era will begin. 15 practices over 34 days with a whole lot of new this season. There's a new coaching staff, a new scheme to learn, and then, of course, the new Badgers that's transferred in. And after learning each other in the offseason, Coach Fickell is like a kid in the candy store. He can't wait for spring ball to begin.
For me, it kind of starts to feel like that Christmas morning is starting to come. And you know, so excited for Saturday to kind of be that first time where, you know, we get a better glimpse of ourselves. I don't want to wish away the week to get to Saturday, but no, it's definitely something that you know, will be here soon and can't wait for.
And the Badger men's basketball team's on their way to the West Coast. Wisconsin will face Oregon tomorrow night in the 3rd round of the NIT tournament. If Greg Gard's team wins, they'll head to Vegas for the Final 4.
Road trip out there?
We can all go.
I'll drive.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it. All right, tell us the weather.
Well, the weather is going to be in the 40s and 50s throughout the rest of the week, but we do have some opportunities for some showers, though, that we're going to have to watch for.
But it still looks good in Vegas.
It looks great.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you back here at 10.